For nearly 400 years they have been delighting and beguiling Japanese men. They are the face of traditional Japan, a powerful symbol, the repositories of national culture and ancient eroticism. They inhabit a world with its own language, rituals and strict rules, a part of modern Japan and yet separate from it, a world that even today is shrouded in myth and mystique. Tonight we gain an entree into the secret world of the geisha and their apprentices, Maiko, to catch an intriguing glimpse of what goes on behind the painted smiles.
純粋でもうバージンばっかりですからね、舞子さんは。これ純粋でね、綺麗。バージンでないと舞子は務まらない。ねえ、バージンやね。本当かいな。バージンが。だから素敵なんですよ。
Wonderful perhaps, but also fragile. Japan is changing, ancient culture is dying, and despite their history and beauty, so are the geisha. They could be teenagers anywhere. Fakunami is 16, Fakunami 17. But they're not your typical teens. They're Maiko, trainees, and their job is to fulfill male fantasies while living out their own.
そうですね、結構言い張りますね。舞妓さんになりたいとか。そうですね、憧れというか夢でした。そうですね、うちはこういうお着物とかそういうもの、舞妓さんしか着られへんようなお着物とかをちょっと着てみたいなと思ったのと、あとやっぱり有名な、ね、芸能人とかに会えるって、ね、聞いてた境に。
2 years ago, the girls left their homes in the country to come to Kyoto. Their formal training lasts 5 years as they learn the art of refinement, their personalities moulded, their manners polished.
向こうここばっかり。
Cut off from family and friends, they now refer to each other as sister.
どのくらいやっぱ自分が思ってたよりはすごい厳しい世界やなと思うんですけど、頭は染めたらあかんのですね。耳も開けたらあかんのですね。あと何ですかね、やっぱ連絡もお手紙で取らなあかんので、お電話とかもあかんのですね。
はい、どうぞ。
The word geisha means arts person. Maiko must master the traditional Japanese arts of music, dance and song, and they spend long hours each day practicing. The skills take years to learn and a lifetime to perfect. Their training is supervised by the mama-san, herself a former geisha. As far as she is concerned, discipline is the key.
毎日お稽古っていうのは積み重ねです。何でもオリンピック選手でもそうですけど、このお客様にはいいけどこのお客様にはダメじゃなくて、いろんな方に対応できて、そこでまた出過ぎずに、で、踊り踊ってても綺麗やな、歌歌っても上手やな、もうちょっと立ち振る舞いしても違うな。
Every afternoon, these girls transform themselves into the epitome of traditional Japanese sex appeal. All traces of individuality are painted over.
今 お稽古してた時とはまたなんか違う感じがしますね。
Japanese men find the red colorings tantalizing, and this fork of naked skin apparently drives them wild. The entire process takes more than an hour.
うちがよく言われるのは夢を売っているとかそういう風に教えてもうたりしてますけどね。お座敷屋だでやっぱりお客さんやらがね来てくれはったらここはもう現実じゃないというかそういう世界を作らなあかんっていう風にね言われたこともあります。昔からそのまま全然変わってへんお仕事やと思うんですね。他のお仕事はどんどん変わっていってると思うんですけど、このお仕事だけはもうずっと一緒やと思うので。
There are some parts of the job that are changing. Fakunami and Fakunami chose to become geisha, but up until the Second World War, girls as young as 6 were sold to geisha houses, where they worked as virtual slaves. Sex was part of the business. It was not uncommon for a geisha to take a dana, a patron, who would pay all her expenses in exchange for exclusive sexual favours. At the age of 13, many girls had their virginity auctioned off. Wealthy men would pay a fortune for the privilege.
The deflowerer, who would be quite an elderly man, would meet the geisha every night and rub egg white on her thighs. And work his way up a little bit each night, so that in about a week she'd be more used to the idea than she had been to begin with. And then he would actually conduct the deflowering in a private little room, and probably they would open their kimonos. They wouldn't actually take them off because people didn't do those things naked in those days.
Leslie Downer is an author who spent several years living in Japan. She's an expert in the world of geisha and perceptions of it.
There's always been this belief that geisha are prostitutes, particularly in the West, which I think is actually wishful thinking on the part of Western men. They've built up this kind of daydream of the mysterious Orient, full of gorgeous kind of doe-eyed women who'll do anything you please, as opposed to Western women who certainly won't. So I think a lot of that comes from that. Geisha are no way prostitutes in the sense of, a one-night stand which is paid for, because they don't need to do that. They make a stupendous living. They make an excellent living as dancers, as singers, as performers, as entertainers.
Deflowering is thought to have died out long ago, and now few businessmen are interested or financially able to be a dana. This man, Sadajiro Sotsuka, owns one of Japan's most exclusive golf resorts. He's a multi-millionaire and is paying several $1,000s to be entertained by girls young enough to be his grandchildren. The dancing is beautiful, but it still seems remarkable that he is willing to pay so much for what seems like so little.
やっぱし日本のですね古い伝統文化が残ってるっていうのはですね、やっぱり京都の舞妓とか芸妓にそういった日本女性のね精神が残ってると思うんですよ。それから姿も形も当然そういうね良き昔のね古い時代のね。
The truth, though, is that geisha will, if they choose, sell more than an illusion. Sex doesn't have to be part of the bargain, but it can be. At evening's end, the businessman reveals the nature of his relationship with the mama-san.
私ここのママのパトロンですからね。ママもちょうど15歳ぐらいから出ましてね、その当時からの知り合いでしてね。 でまあ可愛い子やったから、私もこのままの公園にずっと公演してたわけですが、で水揚げをして、舞妓さんから芸妓さんだ。
Over the years, the patron has spent millions of dollars building his mistress's tea house. He is 72. She is in her early 30s.
まあ京都のしきたりでね、ちょっとしたまあそこそこの人やったらまあみんな色町で彼女を持つっていうのがね、昔からのしきたりでしてね、これ、まあ、おかしな話言いますけれどもね、まあそんなんで私も家にはねそういうことで一応この子水揚げしますよということを家内に言うてなしたらどうですかと、まあ OK もらってしたわけであってね。
For centuries, geisha have been the consorts and confides of Japan's most powerful men. Tycoons, artists, prime ministers. For the average man, though, access to a tea house is an impossible dream. You need a personal introduction and vast amounts of money. But most Japanese have never seen, let alone met, a geisha. When Fakunami and Fakunami venture outside, they cause a huge stir. And yet, despite all the excitement, geisha numbers are falling dramatically. There were once more than 80,000, now only a few thousand remain. Modern Japan wears a very different face. Few young women want to work in the strict, archaic geisha world. Young businessmen would rather visit karaoke clubs or hostess bars.
Probably if geisha were to disappear, the kimono industry in Kyoto would actually collapse. So they are the last part of Japanese society which still lives in a traditional fashion. They do things like tea ceremony and flower arrangement, so they do maintain that whole culture which the West thinks of as traditional Japan. And without them, that culture, I think, would probably die out. Yeah.
In Tokyo, entire geisha districts have disappeared. This one in Asakusa is still operating, although many of its artists have been turned into cheap tourist attractions, wheeled out to peddle trinkets. Suzuno became a geisha 35 years ago, when she was 20. Since then, she's watched the world she's devoted herself to slowly wither away.
なくなってほしくないから。日本が大好きだから。日本って自分の国は自分のお家と同じような考えでね、大切にしてほしいなと思いますね。家族でしょ。
The geisha family is an extended one. Travel to one of Japan's seaside resorts and you'll find a different class of entertainer. Here in Atami, a company president is rewarding his prize customers with a weekend of fun. He's hit the right note by providing food, drink and geisha. Geisha Light, a cheaper, down-market version without the poise and pedigree you find in Kyoto. They are geisha stripped of their mystique. Their job is to flatter and flirt. These men are affluent, but not nearly wealthy enough to enter the rarefied world of the Kyoto geisha.
京都行けばね、芸者さんっていうよりもやっぱり本当にお金があればね、舞妓さんを呼んで、それで一夜をこうなんて言いますかね、楽園の世界にね行ってみたいっていう夢はやっぱりみんな持ってると思うんですよ。
舞妓さんのプライドももっと高い、気品が高くて、皆さんがちょっと舞妓さんのそば行ったことのない人では近寄れないという、まあ生きたお人形さんっていう感じを考えてもらえればいいっていう。
The living dolls face another challenge too. In Kyoto's most exclusive districts, the real geisha are disappearing, but fake ones are thriving. The booming business caters for women who want a quick maiko makeover.
今こそ電気っていうのがあるけど、昔は電気のない自分にこのろうそくの火でお顔が見えるっていうのがこの白っていうことがある。
For $500, the customer is made up and dressed up just like the real thing. The kimonos can cost $80,000.
はい、できました。なんか自分じゃないみたいで、でもちょっと綺麗でびっくりしました。
足は前後ろ出してる。そう。
The real maiko are cut off from their families, but here it's very different. This newlywed young woman has come at the insistence of her father-in-law.
それは大切ですね。やっぱり嫁っていうのはこの宮脇家の家族同然ですので、同然というよりも家族ですので、やっぱり綺麗なこの舞妓にやっぱり皆がこう、憧れるっていうのはこれはもう最良の日やと思います。
To satisfy the snap-happy, 50 fake geisha studios have sprung up around Kyoto. They attract more than 500,000 customers each year.
そうやね、今京都で観光に行きはるって言うたら今までやったらお寺がしたわね。だけど今はお寺の次に舞妓変身っていうのが京都では2番目に多いんですね。
The genuine geisha are not impressed, worried the pretenders will give the true artists a bad name.
舞妓さん、芸妓さんっていうのはやっぱり綺麗やな、可愛いなって憧れられる職業です。それを彼女たちはやっぱり頑張って自分らも憧れられるようにって日々努力をして一生懸命やってるのに、ここもう何の気なしにね変身して「私舞妓さんよ」って「舞妓さんの格好してんのよ」ってパーってタバコ吸ってはる人をたまたまね、日本の方でも外国の方でも本物を見たことない人は本物やと思わはりますよね。
The challenges facing this ancient world are immense, but geisha are survivors. They consider themselves modern career women, in control of their own destiny and not beholden to a male boss or husband. But it's also a world of sacrifice and pain, where falling in love can mean disaster and where the sisterhood can be savage.
大変な世界です。綺麗に見えますけれどもね、毎日大変な世界ですね。女の世界ですしね、女ばっかりの世界ですしね、こうやってね、みんな仲良く見えますけれども、これは大変ですよ。
From the outside, it seems so beautiful and enchanting. Each evening, the alleyways of Kyoto come to life as the butterflies of the night flit from tea house to tea house. But perhaps it's not really a surprise to know all is not as it seems. This is, after all, a world built on secrets, dreams, and fantasies.